hello. Is that better? Can you all see and hear me? If I do that, I'm going to try and look at the phone and at the camera. There we go. So it's kind of like you guys. Welcome. I want to get some things. Hi, monkey sausage head. Hi, monkey sausage head. Hi, my sweet girl. Let me get my iPad. I want to show a news article. That I think. I don't know why you're going in here. We're going to do a live stream. You know it's live stream time. Hi everyone, welcome to today's live stream. It is week 3 of Spaghetti Week, which means that we throw spaghetti at a wall and see what sticks. Welcome Sean, welcome Mandy, welcome Annika, welcome Chris, welcome Mark, welcome Chris again, welcome to today's live stream. I thought we would do a little bit of structure this week. So if you don't know, welcome, my name's Louisa and I've been doing live streams for a while now. And this is week 3 of throwing spaghetti at a wall. So we throw spaghetti at a wall and we see what sticks. And the live streams over the last couple of weeks have been really interesting. I have been dragging my tail because I don't want to do them. And actually they've been the best thing about my weeks. Like, I really enjoyed doing them. So for example, last week I had a really difficult week. It was really challenging. And I was like, why am I so desperately sad? Like, I feel so overwhelmed. I feel deeply, deeply sad. And then it was on the live stream that we kind of explored in its grief. It's coming up to my mum's anniversary. My mum passed away in July a few years ago. It's coming up to that and I'm feeling very sad and really heavy. And actually what I did is I talked about it on the live stream and you guys helped me discuss it, and we had some dark humour. It was very, very fun and it was really cathartic. And because of that live stream, I made a video called how to help my mum died, how to navigate grief without her. So if you know anybody that's lost somebody, if you've had somebody that's lost somebody, do check out my YouTube video. I've just made a YouTube video on that. Spaghetti at a wall means we throw spaghetti at a wall and we see what sticks. Now, I am a comedian, I do comedy. However, a lot of my online content, you don't really see what I do on stage. For me, that's because what I do on stage is very specific and very beautiful and very much in the moment in the live room. Like, live is magic, like live is king for me, queen, live is everything. And I don't think you would have ever seen a show like mine. When you come to one of my shows, you won't see anything like it. You won't have felt anything like it. It's very much a live experience. That's what I'm trained in. That's what I'm good at. That's my skill set. That's my everything. This is very much me being a 42-year-old woman being like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having to go. We're trying it. I don't really like it, but we'll try it. And so in the last week, I've been sharing things. So I don't necessarily post just comedy and jokes. I'm also a human being that likes to comment on politics and social commentary. I'm not an expert by any means, but I am somebody with an opinion, like all of you. The conversations that you're having with your friends, I'm also having here. Somebody just commented USA ICE saying deport. Absolutely no reason for that apart from to antagonise. So what we're seeing and what I find really terrifying at the moment, opinions on the new American Muslim ban. You've just told me to be deported and now you want to engage in a conversation. What I'm seeing here online and what I'm seeing across the board is a huge division. Like, we can't agree on anything, and I'm sure you're feeling it too. And so what I'm going to try and do, and what I need to hold on to, because I also need to protect my own peace, is my own authenticity and my own heart, and just try and have an open and honest conversation with you guys, and we can work together to talk about stuff. So for TikTok, I'm doing live streams every day. On my Instagram, I'm just going to post some jokes and some reels, and my Substack, I'm going to post more like long-winded Facebook updates. So imagine like a long-winded Facebook update that's going to go on my Substack, and it's very much social commentary politics. So I recently posted a Substack article about the Freedom Flotilla, about the 12 individuals that have travelled to Gaza with baby formula and supplies in a boat. 12 individuals. These are not people that are in politics. These are not people that are they've not been voted in, they're not people with power, they're not people with authority, they are just human beings that, like most of us, are watching things unfold and being like, America is justified in destroying Palestine. See, what's happening here is you've got somebody online behind a faceless account that's come onto a live stream and they're throwing out shit because they want to antagonize, they want to cause division, they want to cause hatred. And I think it's so, so damaging and so, so desperately sad. I am currently in Los Angeles, I'm in America, I'm in the USA, and I am in LA, and I'm in California, and it's a scary time. It's horrible to watch unfold. To give you an idea of the National Guard. So I'm not very good at politics, like I'm new to it, so please let's engage in this together. To give you an idea, the National Guard is like heavy military. So what you would normally bring them out when you have like a huge environmental thing. So for example, if there was a massive earthquake, or if there was huge fires, or if there was like a huge catastrophe, or in COVID and lockdown to release supplies to get medical aid out there, that's when you would bring out somebody like the National Guard. Like, they're elite. From what I understand, they're elite. Jilly says, we're here for your content and what you want to talk about, so thank you. So this is me throwing spaghetti at a wall, so whether this not all works, this live stream, but I thought this week for live streams, sorry, I'm going back and forth, I'm aware, I thought this week on live streams I could give it a bit of structure, and maybe we could discuss some of the new stuff that's happening, and together we can work through it. I'm not here to cause division, I'm not here to, you know, be whatever, divisive or whatever the word is, I'm not here to, I'm just going to explore it. And this is very much a one-way conversation, it's me talking to you, but I will read your comments. On the January 6th, when people stormed the White House, right, in masks, and people died, this spaghetti at all, they didn't get the National Guard out. Like, they didn't. In fact, I think it was Mike Pence that had to be like, get out the National Guard. So what's happening, what you need to know about America, what's really interesting, you know how Europe is a collective, but it's lots of little countries, and every country has their own culture and their own thing. It's my opinion that America is like that in many ways, a little Europe, because even though it's one United States, each individual state is very, very different. It has its own culture, it has its own identity, it's lots of different little things. And when it comes to America as a whole, on the East Coast and the West Coast, you've got two of the most, I would say, like famous, well-known, #1 tourist cities that you know of America. So when you think of America, people think New York City and they think Los Angeles. New York City is like one of the best cities in the world. It's incredible. It's got everything and anything there in New York. LA is known for Hollywood. It's known for its art scene. It's known for the Universal Studios. It's known for making movies. It's known for where dreams happen. It's known for all of those things. I am currently in LA trying to get a show off the ground, a one-woman musical, and I'm hiring theatres. I've sold 15 tickets for my show, God is on the Musical. It's a female Book of Mormon. I'm out here with a dream script, with $1 million script idea, trying to get it bought, trying to get people to get involved, right? And I'm observing America as I'm here. Being in Los Angeles this time feels very different to how I've ever been here before. I feel there is a tension here, and there is a dynamic here that I've not experienced, and I didn't even see it in Austin when I was in Austin, Texas. So what I'm seeing here is that people are being quite mean, people are quite impatient. There is an entitlement, a sense of entitlement that I've experienced from a couple of women, especially, white women especially. There's a sense of entitlement. There's definitely an undertone of meanness, of unkindness is what I'm feeling. And you can see the kind of tension build. Now, what we saw at the weekend and what we've been seeing, what's really interesting here is their immigration policies, right? So they talk about non-documented immigrants. These are people that I think, from what I understand, don't have the necessary visa or passports or whatever to legally be in the country. But these are people that have lived in the country their whole lives, right? Or for many, many years. And they work, they have jobs, they pay taxes. So I don't quite understand the politics of how it works, because how can you be undocumented but you're allowed to work it? And we're talking millions of people. In fact, this country is built off the backs of immigrants. Like, it's literally like immigrants stole the land, but now what we're seeing, the immigrants that they're talking about are not the immigrants that stole the land. The immigrants that they're talking about are the immigrants that have built the houses, that have built the roads, that have built the infrastructure, that are very much part of the community here. So in LA, there is a huge Mexican population. We're on the border of Mexico here in LA. And I think it's wild that you would hate your own brothers and sisters like that. I think it's absolutely wild that you're against you. You're literally on the border, like you're the same. Right? You're the same. And so a lot of undocumented people came as children or a second generation of family that can't be immigrated. Polish car washes, Turkish barbers, Chinese restaurants, cash in the hand, or cash in the hand in the UK, for fuck's sake. I don't know what your point is there. I know you can make it keep going. Thank you. I'm just reading some of your comments as I'm going through this. So when they talk about the criminals and they talk about drugs and they talk about these things in the USA, What they're not talking about is how like the DOG contracts, or the contracts that Elon Musk has made, the millions and millions of pounds profit that he's made for his companies to enable him to have less tariffs on his electric cars or his electric vehicles, for example. They're not talking about how the president is hiring people that have supported him in the past and not hiring anybody that's been critical of him. They're not talking about how he's been receiving gifts. There was a guy here that had a peanut farm and was president and gave up his peanut farm because he didn't want it to be like, I don't want it to look like I'm doing favours. He literally accepted a gift of like a massive private jet thing, right? So there's memes going around of Elon doing ketamine, right? These are things that we see all the time. So when we're talking about crimes and drugs, we're not talking about those things. You're talking about everyday people. And what has happened here in Los Angeles, there is a huge Mexican population, and Los Angeles is famously a liberal state. It's a safe state. So it's somewhere where the government and the thingies are aware of their Mexican population, are aware there's lots of undocumented migrants, and they support them, they protect them, they look after them. These people pay taxes. They pay billions in tax, billions of pounds in tax. Now, LA, the governor of LA has been critical of the president. He's been critical of him. And like I say, LA and New York are two big power states in America. So what we're seeing is, rather than Trump coming down on any of the other states where there's also a big migration population, undocumented population, for example, where they have big farms and where they work the fields and the farms, he's not gone after the workers there. He's chosen LA specifically to kind of cause tension, to build tension, to provoke. Now, what we saw at the weekend was near Home Depot, which is the equivalent of a B&Q, right? Near the Home Depot, there were ICE agents that basically did a call out for people to come out and kind of say that they're whatever. People came out and they arrested them. They went for them straight away. And as they did that, the locals came out and started protecting their community. And it was peaceful protest. Like, it was peaceful protest, right? And the locals were coming out. Because of this, Trump then sent out the National Guard. So it escalated. It's like sending a fucking fire engine to a milk spill on R4. Like, it's complete like it was not necessary. As far as I'm aware, California has 3 police states that could have managed it. You've got the local police, you've got like the motorway police, and you've got like another police, like a sheriff police. They could have all handled this stuff, right? Instead, it was overkill, and they sent in the National Guard. And these are hugely trained individual service men and women that we've just seen. Actually, I've just seen an image of them actually sleeping on the floor because they're not prepared to be here. So he's literally got servicemen people sleeping on a floor to be here. This is not a national emergency. Like, I'm not an expert, but it's not like it was overkill. And what it's doing is it's stoking tensions and it's causing problems. And now we're seeing fights escalate. We're seeing vehicles go on fire. We're seeing these things. And what is the reason for this? I'd love to get your opinion, actually, rather than just me talking. What is your reasoning for this? Why do you think he is doing this? It's my opinion. It's to try and stoke more division and to stoke people to misbehave, because what we're seeing now is people misbehaving and doing badly. And then what that will enable him to do is to take more control. He's already, so the governor of the LA would normally be the one to say, help bring in the National Guard. The governor said, don't bring them in, we don't need them. And he went over him anyway. So he denied that kind of rule of law and he went over them anyway. And I think what it's to do is to try and gain more power, and to essentially, what people have been saying for a long time is that they wanted to introduce martial law. Martial law is when you have basically the army on the street and you have curfews and you have people like having to say where they're from, what they're doing, blah, 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 at the time and place. It's a scary time. Now, I might not be completely accurate with this stuff. Like, I'm not claiming to be an expert. I do want to have a conversation about it because I do think it's important. Some of this, people have been saying, like, this is in the playbook. Like, if you look at previous authoritarian regimes or dictatorship regimes, this is how they do. Here we go. They're testing out how to deal with national emergency powers, right? Some people are saying, I listened to a radio phone this morning where they were talking about it's to prevent the midterm elections from happening. Other people are saying, the other thing I think of as well that maybe is not being considered is if you have somebody that's suddenly in place, right, with a lot of power, and they have a Lego pit of tools they can use that normally you would have experts in their field saying this is when we use this, this is when we use this. He's got rid of those experts. He's got rid of people that know what they're doing. What he's got in are Fox News presenters. What he's got in are wrestling fans, people that did wrestling. So they're literally going into this ball pit of the American democracy and American established systems and services that have been carefully like trained and used and imported like professional services, and he's literally just weaponizing them and using them left, right and center. Now, this is Trump doing this, but behind Trump is Vance, and behind these guys there's still billionaires that are supporting them. Like there's lots of things people saying actually it's the guy PayPal guy is behind this guy. This is the guy that's doing this. It is a scary time to be here. It feels scary to be here. It feels nerve-wracking. Like where I am, I've heard like at 2 o'clock in the morning I heard police sirens outside the window, and I was whatever. And I think it's really wild, and I think I think it talks to a bigger conversation. So what we're seeing in Israel and Palestine, I think it all leads to a bigger conversation. And what it is it's a power, it's control, it's about personal wealth and gain, it's about land, it's about occupying, and it's about gross wealth and ownership. I think everything comes down to property and land and ownership. That's what I believe is happening. I think what we saw at the weekend, hello Alex, how are you? What we saw at the weekend, so there was other news that viewed the weekend, I'm sure you've seen, is about Flotilla. The Flotilla, the 12 people on a boat heading towards Jerusalem. Now there were so many things that like I couldn't stop thinking of the 12 disciples and Jesus' message, right? Because so much of this we like to use is about the Bible and using the Holy Scriptures to do these things. And the idea of 12 individuals heading on a boat towards Jerusalem, the Holy Land, to literally give baby formula. And a few things I have found really distressing and sad about this whole thing. Number one, how the British media reports on it and is calling it a selfie boat. Now there's a reason for that. They're calling it a selfie boat to demonize it, to what's the word? To delegitimize it, to make it look like it's for selfish reasons. And I think this is the crux of why we are really struggling, because we cannot agree on anything. So even when people are trying to do good things, it's bastardized and politicized and used as a manipulation tactic. I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting and cruel and horrible. I think the 12 individuals on that boat have shown more backbone, more moral leadership, more than any of our current world leaders have. And the fact that a 22-year-old young woman is using her voice to speak up for other people, knowing fully well the consequence, and they're using their white privilege to speak up for things, is phenomenal. And that's, I think, what more and more white people should be doing, is using their privilege to platform, right? That's what I think they should be doing. And it's all to help starving people. And I saw last weekend, if you're aware, in the UK, one of the most loved people in the UK, one of our icons in the UK, I would call her the equivalent to America's like... You okay, Bernie? I get a panic that the door's going. I would call it the equivalent to like John Candy or Dawn French, is what I would call the equivalent to. Dawn French is the equivalent to our... Let me just double check the door, 1 second, don't go anywhere. That's... You okay, Bernie? Guys, I'm actually on edge. This is terrifying. I'm actually on edge. I just shat myself because I thought somebody was at the door, and I was like, great, I'm going to get ice knocking at the door. And this is what they want. Like, it's scary being here. Right, this USA Ice guy, I'm just going to block you because there's no need for you to be on here. I know, like I'm actually quite nervous. Like I'm actually quite nervous and scared, like about like they hear the doorbell and things go. Like it's nerve-wracking being here. It is scary, and I'm on edge. And I know I'm not like necessarily who they're after or not after. That doesn't make me feel safer here. That doesn't make me feel better to be here. I am anxious about being here. I am on edge. It is terrifying. It is scary, and that's what it's supposed to do. And I'm staying here to July to do these shows. I don't know if I will. I hope I can. I hope it's going to be fine. I very much need your support, so please do like, follow, support. Have you thought about coming home every second of the day, Kat? Every second of the day. Bernie, can you stop doing that, please? Can you just sit down? Thank you. Can you just thank you? Every second of the day I've thought about coming home. My problem is, where's the opportunity? And I need to work, and I need to create work. And in the UK, I feel like there is no opportunity for me to work. And so I am here now because I'm looking for opportunity to work. I am terrified. It is scary. I have these shows, and then I need to make a plan of where I can go and what I can do. I am anxious. I am losing sleep. I am finding it difficult. Things like the flotilla boat and seeing that, I find very, very encouraging. I find it incredibly sad that they were intercepted and they've been kidnapped. I find that terrifying and incredibly sad. I think more and more people need to do the kind of things that they're doing. I think division is wild. Dawn French literally did a video where she did it in a style where she didn't say anything about Israel, she didn't say anything about Palestine, she just said stop it. She said, can we stop it, stop it, stop it, is all she said. She put hashtag ceasefire now. That's all she did. And she has been vilified on social media, saying that she's a Hamas supporter and all these things. And I don't understand how we're in a world where, then I had somebody comment on me being like, Louisa, I love your stuff, but you've got this wrong. If Hamas did this, and if Hamas did that, and if Hamas did that. And you hear these scripts of what people come out, and I can't help but think, do you know, the problem what's happening here with this division is people can't say this is wrong. The images we are seeing are not real, and I don't want us to get used to thinking that it's okay. I don't want us to get used to saying nothing. I don't want us to be okay with saying nothing, because then it means that we're allowing it or being okay with it or somehow getting used to it. And by getting used to it, I think that's the most damaging, toxic thing that we can do it. And because everything's on a TV through a screen, it becomes so unreal. And so when we're seeing things people post like the selfie yacht, these are people literally watching children being bombed and starved and buried up under rubble for the last, God knows, 18 months. And they're saying, make it stop. And instead, we're big, well, if they didn't do this and if they didn't do this, we're safe in the West. We are safe in the West. I would like to think that no matter what period in time, I would be on the side of the oppressed. I would like to think I would be rooting for you. And I don't understand this idea of how we're getting in the comments, holding a celebrity more accountable, somebody that's a comedian that uses comedy not to poke fun at victims, not to poke fun at the Jewish communities that have been destroyed and families that have been devastated, not to poke fun or to somehow think for it's not to do any of that, but to poke at the insanity of the power, that the power is doing nothing. That's what she was talking about. That's who she was pointing out. And we are holding a celebrity, a comedian, to more account than we are to fucking Keir Starmer or David Lammy or any of the politicians in power. That I find abysmal. And it's a dangerous fucking time if you're doing that. It's a dangerous fucking time. Like, look at what we are walking into and what we're seeing, the rise everywhere. This is why I think it's really damaging in the UK, where you have people like Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson. They're all talking about the Muslims and the Muslim ban, and it's racism. It's pure white supremacy racism, right? Because your real problems come from a wealth divide, from a huge inequality. We have a huge problem in the UK and across the West, and it's an inequality and a wealth divide. That's what we have. And that wealth divide comes from hordes of power, of people owning things. And what people own is, a very few own what the majority need to rent to survive. I also think it's the most damaging thing to Jewish people and the most anti-Semitic thing, because what's happening is, by calling Dawn French anti-Semitic, who's clearly not, you're emboldening real anti-Semites to be fucking horrific. Like you're just leading those emboldened far right more right. They're becoming more emboldened, more empowered, and they're going to become more far right. Those evil voices are going to become more evil, and they're going to feel more righteous in their thinking. It's like this for so many topics. And then people say to you, well, why aren't you talking about Congo? Why aren't you talking about this? And you're like, yeah, why aren't I? Because we don't see it every day. Like, we're human beings. Can I also just say we're human beings just trying to navigate the world. We don't know everything about everything. Like, we haven't been taught it. We haven't been taught in the West how much colonialism has affected the rest of the world. I read recently about a guy called Leopold, King Leopold, fucking commit the worst genocide in history, which is a weird sentence to say, the worst genocide in history. Killed like 10 million people in the Congo he murdered. Literally treated it like his personal playground, never set foot in it. I don't know anything about him, I haven't learned about him. Like, now we do, we need to, like, we talk about it, right? We talk about what we see and what we know. All of this shit needs thinking, all of this shit needs addressing. I had somebody comment the weekend, and they said they sent me a message, and it said, I'm going to have to unfollow you. I follow you for comedy, and I've been dreading your posts. I don't like it, and you need to stop saying the F word. Unfollowing you, people don't care about what you're saying, and it shows. And I thought, I'm not here, and I have never been here to just provide like a comfort blanket, or to be, I'm not like a jukebox for entertainment. Like, you're not paying me to do comedy for you. If you're paying me to do comedy for you, that's different. I'm a human being, and I have all of these facets. I have all of these ideas. I have all of these things. And the reason I'm able to do shows that are messy, that are creative, that are ridiculous, that are in your face, that make you laugh and cry, that make audiences go feral. The reason I am able to make shows that make audiences go feral is because I live and I practice what I preach. I have a feral life. Like, I'm figuring this shit out. I don't know the answers. I want people to be safe. We're here to watch you navigate this space. Entertain me when I buy a ticket. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. I love that. Thank you. I want Jewish people to feel safe everywhere in the fucking world. I want Palestinians to be fucking safe everywhere in the fucking world. I want our leaders to show humility and empathy, and show the kind of moral backbone that 12 individuals on a boat have gone to spread peace. Like, if that's not biblical, I don't know what is. Do you know Jesus would be deported by ICE? Jesus would 100% be deported by ICE. As with Mary Magdalene. 100%. I worry about this video. I worry about posting this online. Isn't it wild that we're living in a time where I worry about posting this online? Like, it's wild. It's wild. And the reason I am here is because I still think, A, that this is the place to be able to, like, we use art as resistance. I'm not out in the streets protesting, like, I'm fucking whatever, like, I'm here, and I am here, and I use art as resistance, I use art as revolution. I'm also here now, so it's kind of like, you're here now, you made all this effort, you spent all this money to be here. America is an epic place and there is opportunity. Can I be part of a movement to be the other side of it? Can I be part of that? Is it scary to be here? Absolutely. But here's the thing. In the UK, I felt so done with the UK, and so, like, the UK is so restrictive, and I cannot see a way in the UK. And I would rather be here where I'm terrified than keep feeling so undervalued in a place like the UK. I just can't do it to myself. I refuse to do it to myself. So I don't know where to go next. I don't know if it's Europe. I'm genuinely considering in August moving to Poland and connecting to this full time. And rather than doing live shows, I'll build my online following. I'll take my camera with me. We'll do this little setup, and we'll do live streams every day, and we'll grow this, and we'll go to Poland and we'll do it. And I can only do that with my Patreon following, because my patrons are the only reason that I can put food on the table this month. My friend has paid for my rent. My patrons are paying my food, and I'm working. I'm releasing content. I'm doing spaghetti at a wall. I'm releasing Substack articles. Can I tell you what I released this last week? I did, I think, 7 TikTok videos. I did 5 Instagram posts. I did behind the scenes chapter 2 of Making a Musical. That's a video that's on YouTube. You can go check it out. I have released thanks to our live stream last week where we talked about grief and you were so kind and empathetic. I recorded a video for grief, so it's called Help, My Mum's Died, Help Me Navigate Grief Without Her. I've released that on YouTube. You can go check that out as well. That's 2 videos on YouTube this week. I've released 3 Substack articles. One was a love letter to Bernie, one was a grief poem 6, and one was a Freedom Flotilla, Protect the Boat, and how the flotilla, Dawn French, and what's happening in LA is all related, because it's all about people power. And how we are scared. I think we are scared of what's happening, and what we're not recognizing, it's because they are scared that they're doing this extreme. That's what I think is happening. If they weren't so scared, why would they be throwing in the National Guard? If they weren't so scared, why would they be throwing white powder at a boat of 12 individuals carrying baby formula? If they weren't so terrified. They are terrified because regular human beings are doing something that they can't. Because you can buy all the fucking land, you can buy the water, you can buy the air, you can buy the Wi-Fi, you can buy the electricity, you can buy planet Mars. Why do you think they're so keen to buy other planets? Because it's about owning property. What you cannot buy is beliefs, is a moral compass, is somebody that is willing to stand up for their rights, so much so that they will die for them. You cannot buy that. That is priceless. That is a fortune. Good character is worth a fortune. And the people that are rising up right now are people with really good character. And what we need is community. Find your community. Alexandra, yeah, find your community. I like your dog more than most people. Me too. If you've liked this live stream, do me a favour. Will you give it a like and a follow? Can you help me out? Will you reshare my last post? I've got an advert about my LA show. Can you reshare that post? Can you reshare it? I did a gig at the weekend. I thought of a really good line, because I dropped the C bomb and I was like, I better not say the C word, because you guys are very conservative and you hate the C word. What is it? Community. What? It doesn't sound that funny on here, but in live it works. They know a united population is bad for them. They have to stoke hatred and fear. And what I'm seeing on here is, for example, that guy coming up and he's like, ICE, ICE, deport, deport. And you'll follow amazing, powerful, strong women with the Bernies and find your community. I hope so. So here's what I'm thinking. I keep doing these live streams. I like these live streams. Even though I'm fighting them, I like them. You guys give me a lot of love. I worry sometimes that it's overkill, because I don't know what I'm sharing, if it's useful. Like, I've been writing my Substack articles and it's getting like 2 likes. So maybe people don't like it online, just what I got to say. Like, maybe it's not that, you go to experts for their opinion rather than a comedian. I'm not an expert on here, but you come to me anyway, or I come to you rather. But if I'm not gigging, I have to find a way to express myself, and I really like this. And I'm not gigging much at the moment, and my problem has always been, how do you sell more tickets and how do you not become redundant? Like that person that followed me that said, I'm going to unfollow you because you're not doing comedy. And I'm so aware, I'm so torn between the idea of having to just release content that's comedy so people follow me for my comedy, and it's comedy. But I'm a human being that also cares about things and does different things and thinks about different things. So what I'm trying to do is clean up my social media and use what I love about this 8-week spaghetti is it's the opportunity to fail. Like, I like that I'm failing right now. Like, I don't like it, it's uncomfortable. Like, I don't like that. I'm not enjoying this. Like, I'm not good at this. I'm not smashing this. I'm not exceptional at this. And I hate not being exceptional at something that I'm putting out in a public forum. I hate it. Which is why my live shows, I really care with them. Like, I really care about them. This, I don't, like, I'm not exceptional at it. I found you and followed you for your comedy, but I stayed because you share your authentic journey. Your musical isn't just a musical, it's a message with huge underpinning of real issues. Like, it really is, right? And the 8-week spaghetti is giving me the opportunity to be like, well, let's try this. Let's try this. You saved me from Love Island tonight. I was close. Well done. Thank you for coming here. If you're not already, please consider subscribing to my Patreon, patreon.com/Louisa Omiland, because that is what's enabling me to keep my head above water and to keep trying at this stuff. If I don't get a job soon in America, I will have to leave because I can't afford to stay. Like, I just cannot afford to stay here. Like, I don't have the money. I don't have the income. I'm thinking of selling my house in the UK because I don't know where I'm going to get other money from. Like, I don't know what to do. And I believe in the musical that much that I feel like if I could just keep my head above water for a little bit longer, I can get this out there and I can start making an income from this musical, because I really believe that people want to buy to see it, pay tickets to see it. And like, I believe in it that much. Love the live, Louisa. Good night. Thank you. So my social media is going to take a spring clean. So here's what we're doing. TikTok live streams. We have a conversation. We have a chat. This week, let's talk about politics. Let's talk about social issues. Let's talk about news. Let's try and have some structure with it. On my Instagram reels, I'm just going to share comedy. I'm going to share comedy clips. I want to share comedy clips and reels, just whatever. I'm going to thingy. And then what else is there? TikTok, YouTube, longer form content. YouTube 10-minute videos of behind the scenes content, making a musical, being a stand-up comedian. YouTube. Substack for my politics and social commentary and love letters to Bernie and other stuff. So across each different platform, there'll be a different kind of thing. And we figure out what works. And this is week 3 of Spaghetti. If you like this live stream, do me a favour. Will you just click the like button? Make sure you like it, because what that does for me, even if you realise it or not, I don't get paid for TikTok videos. I'm not earning any income on it yet. But if I can show that I'm creating content that people like and enjoy, if you're watching on YouTube as well, hello YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to this video, because what it shows is that I'm generating content that audiences like, and then the algorithms will push out the videos to more audiences, and then the more audiences that watch it, the more likely I'm likely to get a brand or somebody to come along that has got money, that goes, here's 10 grand, or here's 10 grand, do a fucking video for us, and then I can get through next month. So that's what I'm trying to do. So if you can't afford to support me on Patreon, please support me on here by just giving it a free like. I cannot tell you how giving a free like on here, or liking on a Substack, or liking on Instagram, or sharing, it makes a difference. And it's frustrating that we have to use these platforms to try and generate an income, but it is what it is. Like, all of us, I think, are in this boat. Rooting for you, Louisa. So I'm thinking either, gang, head to Poland, and the reason I say Poland is because I can afford it there. My rent here is $3,000 a month. Like, I'm earning zero. In Poland, I think I could probably rent somewhere for like £800 a month. So I'm thinking, go to Poland and do this. It's not what I want to do. Like, what I want to do is live shows. What I want to do is be gigging every night. That's what I want to do. That's not happening right now. So I'm doing what I can. I am the one thing in life I can control. I'm doing what I can. What I want to do is also stop seeking approval, or stop seeking a yes from somebody else, but instead say yes to my own life and build my own life. Why not come back to the UK? I think I've explained this several times now. The UK, I have felt for a long time that there is no opportunity, and I'm locked out of making money or an income in the UK. I don't have an agent, I don't have a manager, I'm not able to get one, I'm not supported in that industry, I feel very much on the outside of that industry. I can gig at Top Secret every weekend, which I love, and it's incredible. But it's really difficult to stay somewhere where you've been part of the infrastructure, where you've been part of the culture, where you've been part of everything, and you've built things that you've seen your influence, and not only do you not get any support or recognition or reward for that, but you're purposely left on the outskirts of it. I find that really hard to sit with. I don't want to play that game anymore. I don't want to keep chasing that game anymore. And I create things that I think are culture defining. I create shows that do make audiences laugh and cry, that do make a thing. I'm good at being zeitgeisty, and I like it. Are open mics a thing in comedy? Open mics are, open mic nights are a thing in comedy. I've done open mics for many, many years. I don't do open mics anymore. Like, I'm a professional now. But yes, open mics are a thing in comedy. And so what I want to find is, and also what happens is when you're in that place where you, like, you know, if you've worked in an industry, if you've worked in a job, if you've worked in an office for years, and you see everybody else get promoted, everybody else get opportunity, and you don't, and you just work harder and harder, and you still get overlooked, what do you think happens to you? People go, oh, just stay. And you go, okay, but now I'm just really sad because I've given it my best. And people go, oh, well, don't look what other people are doing. Well, no, you can't. The LA open mics, this is where I get really frustrated because I hate explaining myself. I don't want to do the LA open mic. I refuse to do the LA open mic. I don't want to do them. I've got no interest with them. I've got no interest in them. I don't want to go to a coffee shop and sign up at 1 p.m. and put my name in a bucket to wait with 50 other comics to try and get a 3-minute set in a cafe with other comedians. I'm not doing it. I'm 42. I'm 19 years in. I'm not doing it. I would rather come on here and do a live stream every day and do one 10-minute spot a week that's a good 10-minute spot in front of a proper crowd than do that again. Because don't think I haven't done that. I've been there. I've done that. And I hate that I have to even say this, because then I worry, my part of me is going, oh, don't sound like a diva, don't sound like you think you're too good for it. And you go, no, I am too good for it. That's why I have to sit now. I am too good for it. I need to look after my space and my time. I need to look after my standards. I need to look after my energy. I need to protect my energy. I need to protect my worth. So many things already make you feel undervalued. Because if you look at money as your equivalent of value, then you go, oh, well, I'm not worth anything then because I'm not earned anything. But I look at my influence and I look at my shows and I look at my content and how good it is, and I know it's good. I know I've got value because I know I can stand behind everything I produce, and I think it's worth $1 million. And so for me, I'm leaning into that more, because for a long time I shied away from it. I was like, oh no, you've just got to be humble, and you've got to be humble. That's your problem. They don't like you in the UK because you're not humble enough. You need to be more humble. Stop being aspirational. And I think that's such a working class bullshit thing that people put on you to keep you in your lane. Like, you say, I want more, and people go, oh, you should be happy with what you got. Why? What I've got isn't enough for the life that I want. It's not enough. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live unhappy. I don't want to live with these restrictions. I don't want it to be so difficult every day. I work hard, I create good stuff that's worth money. I want to be paid properly for it. I want to earn the right money for it. I deserve what I'm worth. And it takes a long time for a woman to be able to say that. It takes a long, long time for a woman to be able to say that. Because I don't think men often have to say that. For a woman to say that, and especially a woman who's 42 like me, that has to say that. I know what I'm worth. I know what I am. And I thought about it recently. I was walking down the street in LA and I had a black dress on, and it was a tight fitting dress, and I had a belly and bum out, whatever, not out, but like thingy. And I'm walking down the street, and like I've not particularly got the thing, right, the svelte figure. And I thought, actually, in a city that is built on changing yourself, the most rebellious thing you can do is be authentic. And I walked down the street in that fucking dress, and I was like, fuck you bitches, like, yeah, I've got a belly out my bum out, as you can see my cellulite probably through the dress, and yeah, I've got extra thigh, I've got extra bits here, whether I do or don't. And the most rebellious thing you can do in a city that's built on making you change yourself is to be yourself. Like, I've worked hard to be here. I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be where I am. I'm lucky. I love myself that I keep going. I love that I keep trying. I'm relentless with it. And so here's something that I really want to talk to you about. So here's something I want to talk to you about. There was an article I read, and it really pissed me off. It really pissed me off, right? There was this article I read. It came up in my news stories, and it was Hannah Waddingham. And I think it was in the Times. Hannah Waddingham, I'm ravenous for it. This was in the Sunday Times, this article, right? And in this, she talks about how screen success has come late to her. She's 50 years old, and she talks about how she's a single mum, and she takes work that supports her raising her daughter and what she does. And there's some conversation about her working with Tom Cruise, and she's talking about whether she found it intimidating or not. And Hannah Waddingham literally says, she opens with, I have massive imposter syndrome all the time. She says this in the article, I have massive imposter syndrome. The article starts with the author, Laura Pullman is the arts and entertainment editor, the author saying that she ran over by 40 minutes. So she's saying that Hannah's late. And why is she late? Is because she was having a really good time with the previous photographer and the reporter. So she's working. It's not that she missed it on purpose, she's working, right? She's 40 minutes late. And she literally opens with, the question is, have you ever face planted on a red carpet before? So the question is kind of like, have you ever embarrassed yourself? So it's bringing her down a peg. So she's like, yeah, I am. No, I haven't, but I'm really good at styling awkwardness out. I have massive imposter syndrome. So Hannah's coming in low status, right? She's coming in low status. She's a single mum. She said she was part of the Mission Impossible. She loved it. She was so passionate about it. Her and Tom Cruise were sharing a can-do attitude. She's like, they were very similar geeks. They were just spending hours a day just watching the F-18s landing and taking off, right? This is a really cool article. She talks about having pinch me moments, about having spent 2 decades working in the industry, on stage and off stage. And it wasn't until Ted Lasso a couple of years ago came and took off, and that's when she did well, right? She says that she's a singer who has a large amount of tools in her toolkit, right? And she talks about this. And she talks about in her 30s struggling. She couldn't get on British TV at all. Couldn't get it, right? So me, like I talk about like struggling like with the industry and stuff. This is my story. Lots of artists have this story, right? She couldn't get on TV for love nor money. But then after doing theatre and consistently with theatre, she got on Benidorm, and then she got on a couple of things, and she got on Game of Thrones, then she got Sex Education, and then it was Ted Lasso that catapulted them to fame, right? And she talks about this, and she talks about being successful now in your 50s, like compared to in your 30s. And she says, in my 30s, I don't think I could have handled it, right? She had a child, she's a single parent, she's the joy of her life, she prioritises her child in her work, right? And in this, the girl says she's been politely sharing £9 fries when I put my foot in it, and I ask her if men find her intimidating. Hannah Waddingham says, the whole intimidating thing is a very easy mantle to thrust upon me. She irked. But if people bother to lean in, I'm not at all. Why do you think that mantle has been thrust, I said. I'm tall, front-footed, and have strong opinions, but you would never call a man intimidating for these things, right? She's just come in low status. She says how hard she's worked for her career. She says she's a single mum. She says she couldn't get booked on TV, not for love nor money. She says she's loving this incredible ride that she's on. And she says, oh, are you intimidating? And she's like, what, because I'm tall? You wouldn't say this to a man. And then they talk about the red carpet bit where somebody said to her, show us a bit of leg, and Hannah Waddingham said no. She says that often on screen men would tell her not to wear heels because they didn't want her to be taller than them. And what she loves about with Ted Lasso is with Sudeikis, I've said that name wrong, sorry. He just supports her, loves her for it. He's like, wear the heels, loves it. And it's very much part of her character. She looks epic in that show. And we've seen Hannah Waddingham, she's a goddess, she's a walking goddess. And they have this whole story about her, how she was raised in Streatham McClapham High School, how she came up, like how hard she worked, all these things, and how her daughter's showing an interest in the family business. And she said that she worked so hard for 22 years. She's like, life is not being picked up in a black Mercedes. She's somebody that's worked incredibly hard and is enjoying the fruits of her labour and is really humble with it, right? Is really humble with it. And what annoys me so much about this whole thing, about this whole rise to huge success, to suddenly being in movies with Tom Cruise, she insists she doesn't think of herself as famous. I've just become more well known. What are the upsides? Being able to afford the luxury to the kind of roles that I always knew I could play, and as a single mum, the luxury of being able to put my daughter into great schools. It gives you freedom. I genuinely don't give a shit about fame. I never have. I love this, right? And I love this whole thing about her. And then at the very last paragraph, Hannah Waddingham says that self-promoting Americans, about Americans in the UK, I don't know what's wrong with us Brits. Sometimes we apologise for our existence, whereas in America they're brought up to utterly celebrate who they are, right? She speaks about this with Cynthia Erivo. We both feel the difference. If you toot your horn here in the UK, people think you're a show-off. You think, no, there's a difference between being arrogant and knowing your worth. She leaves the lunch, and Waddingham knows her worth. She is also a smidge intimidating, and she closes the whole article about this beautiful epic woman and leaves on calling her intimidating. And I thought, what a waste of a fucking article. Like, if I was Hannah, I'd be like, well, I'm not going to interview with you again. You've complained that I'm late. You big me up. We had this whole conversation, and I told you about being intimidating, and then you end on calling me intimidating. Men don't get this, and this is a woman writing this about a woman. I think they've completely missed the point, and I think it's so frustrating and so sad, because I think that's her own internalized misogyny and insecurity. So when I come on here and you ask me, why aren't I doing this, why aren't I doing that, and I say I don't want to, because I have a stand and I have a worth, and I want to spend my time doing one good 10-minute set a week, rather than trying to sign up to a bucket to sit for 3 hours to try and get my name pulled out of a bucket for a 1 p.m. show with 50 other comics, right? And even when I say that, there's the British part that's like, oh, don't act like you're too good. No, I am too good. I've put in the time, I've put in the work. And what I've had my whole career is people saying, know your place, stay in your lane, do your thing. And what I've done my whole career, I think my biggest I think the biggest block to me being mainstream is because I've never stayed in my lane. I've shared my opinion about everything. In a past life, like I would have been burnt, mate. Now I'm just out in the cold. Ooh, poetry, right? But I also think my biggest strength is because I have an opinion on things. It's because I'm a human being that shares the human being existence, and I think that's what art is. It's sharing our existence. And I think women, we should be able to share our authentic selves, and we're not supposed to be put in one box, and we can be all things at all times. It's why what Beyonce did, What I Broke Through, did so well, because it was a show that talked about Beyonce and pop culture and dick jokes and about mental health and about suicide and about serious issues. Because every conversation you have with your girls, and when I think about men that I've ever loved, the men that I've been in love with have been men that I can jump from politics to commentary to culture to egg sandwiches to dogs, and I can have all these conversations. My favourite people are people that we can jump to all these different conversations with. We should be allowed to do that. And if you're intimidated by that, or if you want to send a message to be like, I follow you because you're funny and I don't find this funny, so I'm unfollowing you, it says more about you than it does about the person. We're not here to be your comfort blanket. Don't try and put somebody in their place. There's this weird thing of being like, well, I'm going to put you in your place, and you're not. All you're doing is projecting. You're showing your own insecurity. This following is going to walk in asking for a raise tomorrow. Ask for what you're worth. Try it. And here's the thing. If I don't get what I'm worth, I'm just not going to do it. That's not cutting off my nose to spite my face. That's setting a standard and a value. I would rather be on here, do live streams every day for you, and do this, and try and grow this, than put myself in situations where I go, this is not for me. I've outgrown this. I've been there. I've done that. I deserve more than this. I've worked hard enough. And you wouldn't say the same thing to a man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following this live stream. Sign up to my Patreon, patreon.com/Louisa Omilan. If you know anybody in LA in July, every Tuesday, God is a Woman the Musical, a one-woman show all about Mary Magdalene, I would love to see you there. I'll share a clip from this live online, and I will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock, same time, same place. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I hope you liked it. Please, can you give it a like? I really hope that Greta and her whole crew are very, very safe. Like I pray for their safe return. I think they're incredible. Louisa, you're a superstar. Thank you so much. If we can just get this live stream to 40 likes, and then I can fuck off, because then it's been worth it and we've done it and the algorithm knows, and then tomorrow it'll push it out, because this is the work. Can you share the donation link towards your show again? Yes, it's patreon.com/Louisa Omilan. You'll find it in my link in my bio, patreon.com. If you don't want to sign up to a Patreon, but you do want to make a one-off donation, go to godisawomanthemusical.com. If we can just get this live stream, if all 49 of you can just like it for me, and we can get it to 40,000 likes, then we can take it from there. I would love your feedback. Did you enjoy this live stream? Did you like it? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Tell me so that I can use this information and work on it tomorrow. So glad you joined for the live. Me too. Love seeing you like this. Me too. Yes, love you. Thank you. I enjoyed this. Good. Thank you, New Yorker. Lee shared the live. Thank you so much. Feminism, no, great. I don't know what that. I love your passion. I like having a specific article that you're chatting about. That's cool. Okay, so you like that. I will review against Love Island and get back to you. Love hearing your opinions. Too busy liking. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you can remember to go back and look at the post that I shared, my article about my advert about the show, if you could retweet it for me, that'd be wonderful. You meant is great. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Oh, I'm on 41,000. I want to get to 50. I don't want to go until I get to 50. I won't get to 50. Can I get to 50? You should go. I should be cool and go. Will the show be streamed? Absolutely not. Not until I get paid 10 million bucks for it. Then I'll be streamed, okay? I know, I wanted to get it to 50,000 because I've got 50 people watching, so it's at 50,000, then it's kind of worth it. But I can't stay here and be chatting for another fucking 5 minutes. So let's just get it to 42 and then we'll go, okay? And then I'll be like, oh, can you just get it to 43? 50k, let's do it. If we could just do it to 50, because here's the thing. I don't get paid for these live streams. I earn money by potential views and content, and the more viewers I get, the more support I get, the more followers I get, the more people that I can invite to shows. The more people I can invite to shows, the more people can show what I really do. And what I really do is live in the room. That's where I want you to see me, enjoy me. You know you can stay. I know I can stay. Like, I'm on 43. Okay, let's just get to 40. Let's just get to 45. I can't wait for the direct global live stream from Broadway and your medley at Tony's in 10 years' time. So can I share with you, I'd like you to go on my YouTube channel and check out my latest videos, behind the scenes making a musical, because I do share a song from the show in there, and it's really bad because I can't sing, but I'd like you to see it. 44,000 likes, guys, come on. We're so nearly there. We're so nearly there. Let's just get to 50. Let's see if I've grown up any patrons. Let's see if I've got up any patrons this way. Say hi to Bernie. You want to say hi to Bernie? Get to 50,000 likes, you can say hi to Bernie. That's what I need to start doing, isn't it? I need to be like, give you guys like reasons to stay, to like, because I can't just get you to, oh, I'm not got up any patrons. Okay. Any, no? Okay. Let's see if I've got up any Substack. No Substack. Okay. Any Instagram likes? Oh God. See how hard this is, guys. I have thumbnache. I have got one new comment on my Instagram. Let's see what my comment says. It's a heart. That's nice. It's just a big heart. What did she write? Exactly this. Thank you. Okay, do you know what I might do? I might share the Hannah Waddingham thingy. Can I gift a Patreon subscription? If I don't know how, you can gift, but you've got to gift it to somebody that wants it, and I don't know who wants it that can't afford it. So and if you can't afford it, I just like when people do. I don't want people to pay if they can't afford it. I just want them to like on here. Algorithm seems to like a rush at the end to live, doesn't it? It really does. Like it really does. I love that your live streams make me reflect on my own goals and challenges. Wonderful. I love that. That's wonderful. Do you like these live streams? Do you mind them from me? Because I worry that you see my work and it's exceptional, and you come and see this and you're like, oh, it's not as good as the shows. And you're like, well, yeah, it's because I'm chatting and ad-libbing, mate. Like, my shows take years to curate. Like, you do like them. Okay. Okay. Oh, guys, we're nearly at 50. It worked. When are you coming to the Southwest? I've just left the Southwest. It's raw and it's honest. I've just left the Southwest. Okay, come on. We're nearly there. Come on. Da-da. I think it's as helpful as a creative to see unpolished. I don't think that I like TikTok doesn't notify me immediately when you're live, but Selma, you're here, you follow. Guys, we're 900 away from 50. Come on, baby. I'm going to post that thing about Hannah Waddingham. Should I post it as a reel? I think I might post it as a reel because it's annoyed me that much. I know that sometimes it don't work out right. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow at 50. We made it. I love you. Big love. Stay safe, stay healthy. Fuck 'em. Big love. Love you. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, send me a message if you've got a plan of what we can talk about tomorrow. Let's have like a structure. Okay? Love you. Bye. And now. Yee.